Hello, today we're going to talk about value stream mapping, and we're going to use a really cool example from Stardew Valley. So let's take a look at what we're going to chat about today. We're going to start off with what is value stream mapping? Why would we want to do a value stream map? Then in our second video lesson, we're going to talk about those basics of value stream mapping. After that, we'll go into that example from Stardew Valley where we're going to make some starfruit wine and identify what's going on with our process. Why can't we meet our customers' orders? And finally, we'll give you some tips, tricks, last minute thoughts so that you can go ahead and get started on your own value stream map. So, getting started here, let's first talk about what the heck is a value stream map. A value stream map is the visualization of material and information flow of value through an organization or high level process. It maps the top 5 to 7 steps that deliver a product or service. First developed by Toyota, this visualization is different than other common process mapping tools because it maps the information flows and requires a significant amount of data. This map is a snapshot in time of a process that allows you to identify bottlenecks and other areas of opportunity. Constructing this map should be a group activity where you lead a team through identifying the flow of value from supplier to customer, adding a significant amount of cycle time and lead time data. Now, the value stream mapping events, they're usually anywhere from 1 to 5 days, maybe usually about 3 days. And it's where we're going to get that team together, that cross functional team, and we're going to talk about those processes in a lot of detail. In these events, not only are they several days long and we have that cross functional team, but we're going to make sure that we're involving those decision makers as well as the people that can go out and get the data. So these are going to be really, really data heavy maps, which means we need to be able to go out and to collect all of that information. Now, there is quite a bit of prep work here if you're looking at leading one of these to make sure that you have all the information that you need to make good decisions from this map. You may also need to spend some time really understanding what breakout activities you're going to want to put into the event so that people can get the most out of tripping over the truth, of learning what's really going on, as well as getting that ultimate view of the process so they understand where the constraints to value delivery are. Now, generally we're going to do this in a room, right, in like a conference room, but maybe you're doing this online as well. Either way, there's going to be a lot of wall art. So whether it's a virtual wall or a physical wall, you will be doing a lot of post-its up on the wall and looking at all the different things in that process, which means it might be messy and ugly at first. And as we know with our process maps, the uglier the process map, the better it probably is. The more functional it is, the more you're getting the information that you need from it. So, pretty doesn't mean better. Make sure you just get the information up that you need. I'm Amanda Zimmerman, and I am the owner of Beautiful Opportunities Consulting, where we help PI programs thrive, creating sustainable benefit. Now, I've had the chance to work all over the world and see how these tools work in a variety of industries. So, when I'm talking about value stream mapping here, I am definitely talking about one version of value stream mapping. In our final lesson, we'll talk a little bit more about the different versions that are out there. With any process improvement tool, you can think of it kind of like a language, right? So this is one accent in that language or one dialect in that language, right? This is one version of value stream mapping. If you've learned another one, it doesn't mean that that's wrong. It just means that it might be a different accent or a different dialect. So don't take it as this is the Bible and thou must do it this way. There are a lot of different options out there. My view is to make this as easy and accessible to you no matter what industry you are in. So I'm less focused on the manufacturing side, but I'm also less focused on the agile side, which is a whole different direction that it's gone. So let's get back to the value stream mapping and talking about how processes work. Now, ultimately, the process mapping tool, the value stream mapping tool, is going to help you to identify bottlenecks. But what the heck is a bottleneck? Why is that significant? Why is that something that you want to be focused on? So, a bottleneck is simply the point in the process that restricts the overall flow and limits its maximum potential output. So, it means that you get less stuff through the line, it means that you get less stuff off. You create less products, you deliver fewer services. And essentially, as we look at all the process steps that we can only move as fast as our slowest step. And so the bottleneck is that constraint that means that we can never go faster than that point. We can look at a lot of different examples here, but for me, the way I always think of this is like driving on the freeway. Now, if I'm driving on the freeway, it's 3 lanes, everything's moving, it's going great. We're doing the 60 miles an hour or 100 Ks per hour, and we are just flowing. There are no barriers to that flow, right? If I'm standing at a fixed point in that example, let's say I see 85 to 110 cars pass me per minute, right? Things are just flowing. That's how many cars we're getting across the line consistently. But then let's say there's a barrier. And now the next day I get on that same freeway. But today there's road construction. So this is a new situation. This is different than the previous day where there were no barriers to flow. Now there's a section of the freeway that's only 1 lane. That means that everything before that must slow down. And everything before that, whether it's 6 lanes or 5 lanes or 3 lanes, it doesn't matter. All of that traffic has to go through that 1 lane. It means that we start to see a big queue forming. It means that we can't move as quickly across that 1 lane. We're not going 60 miles per hour or 100 Ks per hour in that section, right? We have to slow down, which means if I stand at that same fixed point the next day where we have this road construction, I'm only seeing 14 to 18 cars go by per minute. This is a lot different, right? This constraint keeps us from being able to see the number of cars go by that we want to see. And that's exactly what happens in our processes. Now, if you're in the service industry, this is really hard to see. We may not even see this be visible, that one of the steps in our process really takes much longer or creates a constraint that reduces the number of items that we can actually get across the line. Now, that person in the process, they may be frustrated. They may be getting calls all the time about going faster, right? But really, it's the process. The process takes the time that it takes. So let's say you have step 1, it takes 5 minutes. Step 2, it takes 30 minutes. Step 3, it takes 1 minute. It doesn't matter how fast step 1 is and step 3 is. You can only go as fast as step 2. You can only deliver a product or service every 30 minutes, right? We are only as fast as our slowest step. Now, identifying a bottleneck, if you're in a manufacturing plant, this might be easy. You're going to see that queue build up. You're going to see inventory start to stack up. But sometimes it can be hard to see overall in the entirety of the process where is the biggest bottleneck that we can focus on. And so, value stream mapping is going to help you identify at a high level where those bottlenecks are so that you focus your time in the best place possible. Services and software, you're not going to see a physical queue. You might see the numbers adding up at the bottom of your spreadsheet or the number of callers adding up and some kind of report out, but you're not going to see that inventory filling up the room, right? So it might be hard for you to see the bottleneck and then to know which bottleneck is going to be the one that you should focus on. People are going to be excited about passion projects. We're focused on what we see and what we know. We know as humans, we get this idea that whatever we've experienced is indicative of everything about that process, when really it might only be a microcosm. So being focused on those passion projects can take us away from actually addressing the real bottleneck. And that creates a situation where we kind of forget about that output. We forget that that's the whole point, is getting more products or services across the line. And finally, we have this issue where there's so much data. What data should we include? How can we summarize it? How can we view it in a way that's going to be powerful? And this is why the value stream map can be so powerful and effective. Ultimately, we're using this value stream map to get more products and services across the line, to increase throughput, to increase output. Now, we're doing this really to identify bottlenecks. So, we're using this to identify bottlenecks, which allows us to get more stuff across the line, which ultimately would hopefully increase revenue or increase that growth that you want to see in your organization. So, the value stream map ultimately helps us to identify the bottleneck. It may also help us eliminate waste and balance work so that we start to see more get across that line. When we see more get across that line, that means we have shorter lead times. That means we have reduced inventory that we're holding, that we have less costs, and ultimately that increase in revenue. So, value stream mapping is an incredibly powerful tool that I really recommend that we all kind of test out and see how it works so that we can use it in the most powerful way possible for our organizations. In our next video, we're going to talk more about the basics of a value stream map. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me at Beautiful Opportunities Consulting. We are always here to help you build those thriving process improvement programs and to find a mentor that can really unlock these tools for you. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day. Happy improving.